Hi, good afternoon, and welcome to our yoga class with the University of Cambridge gyms. So, Mental Health Awareness Week, and the theme of our class of this whole Awareness Week has been one of nature, being outside. So, what an amazing environment to be in today for our practice. So the premise of the practice today is really just a simple grounding flow. Often when we're feeling overwhelmed, when there's anxiety, just, everyday overload, we find that we're very much in our heads, very, very disconnected from our bodies. So what I'd love for us to do today with our time together is really just allow ourselves to sink out of the mind and into our bodies, to feel connected to our breath and intention. So we're going to begin in any pose that feels comfortable for you to be seated in, whether that's cross-legged, whether you're kneeling or you have your legs out in front of you. And throughout the practice, if anything doesn't feel comfortable for you, then know that you don't have to do it. You do as much or as little of this class as you feel that you would like to. So when you're comfortable, we're going to take a mudra, and a mudra is just a gesture through the hands, like an energetic gesture. And you're going to take your ring finger and your thumb together, and they're going to rest facing down on your knees. And this is said to help ground us. So kind of the very first steps in feeling more in the body. Now you might like to close your eyes or just simply take your gaze down towards the floor. And your first few moments here, just allow yourself to settle. So you feel free to move around as much as you need to. And there's a sense that you're able to land your body on your mat or wherever you're practicing. And as you close your eyes or drop your gaze down, there's the ability to bring our awareness inwards. So we start to become aware of our inner landscape. So we start by asking just a few simple questions. So how are you feeling physically? How does your physical body feel today? And you might notice areas that feel as if they're aching or tingling. Maybe there's some pins and needles. How does your body feel physically? And then energetically, how are you doing? So are you tired? Do you feel lethargic? Do you feel motivated, excited? Is there focus or are you scattered? And then how are you feeling emotionally? Just a light touch in. How are you doing? And if you can be welcoming of whatever comes up, just allow it. Just allow it and observe it. Good, now bring your awareness to your breath. Don't change your breath, just bring your awareness to it. You'll notice your in-breath and your out-breath. You might notice your belly rise. You might notice your chest lift a little. And then allow the breath to be smooth and steady. And now, based on those questions, based on how and what you found, my next question is, how can this practice really be of service to you today? So what would you like your intention to be? Good, now dropping your gaze down towards the center of your chest. Just take your right ear towards your right shoulder. I'm going to mirror you here. So your right ear towards your right shoulder. Take a breath. Good, now on your out breath, allow your head to roll down and around. So left ear to left shoulder. Breathe in. Exhale, roll down and around to the right. Inhale. Exhale, let the head roll down and around. Good, and you're just going to do that in your own time, just these half circles. If that feels too strong, make the movements a little smaller. And then if it feels comfortable, you could start to explore taking your neck in full circles. But nothing should feel like it's pushing or straining the body. Really feel as if this practice meets you where you are. So you go as slowly as you need to. Good. Now those neck circles are going to start to melt down into the body. So you begin to circle your ribs, your body, your torso. And again, this doesn't have to look any particular way. So you might be circling, you might be taking a figure of 8, and just again observe how this feels for you. If you've been sat for a long time at your desk, maybe you notice that the sides of your body feel a little bit tight. Good. Change direction as often as you need. Good. Let's take one more circle together. Now then, as you come back to center, close your eyes. Now imagine the crown of your head, the top of your head, and visualize that floating over the center of your chest. So in yoga, the center of the chest is known as the spiritual heart center. So crown of the head over the heart, and then the heart floating over the pelvis. Now I want you to feel for that steady alignment, almost like an anchor that you can come back to. Take a breath here. Good. Now allowing your eyes to open, you're going to come to your hands and your knees. From here, draw your sitting bones back. So you're going to have your hips resting back onto your heels. Forehead may be on your mat. So reach your fingertips forwards. And as you breathe here, feel as if you can really lengthen through the sides of your waist. You can fill the back of your body with your breath. So how does this practice serve you today? How can it meet you exactly where you are? Now on your next in-breath, bring your chin towards the chest and curl your body up so it's like you're rounding your spine. Knees are wide. Exhale, lift your gaze, lift your sitting bones as you draw them back towards your heels. So the in-breath, you're going to curl your spine, press into the earth, and then exhale, draw back. Good. Now again, just in your own time, you could choose to have your eyes open or closed. So if you tend to be prone to having a very busy mind, maybe keep your eyes open and allow the gaze to settle on one thing. Good. Let's take one more here, rounding back towards the heels. Now inhale, curling up. We're going to come to lay down onto our tummies, all the way down. Hands underneath the shoulders, strong through your legs. Breathing in, curling your head, chest and shoulders up for cobra pose. Stay here as you breathe out, just ease into the back of your neck. So pressing your legs, your thigh bones down into the earth. On an out breath, lowering. Good, you're going to tuck your toes, hands pressing down as you draw hips back. We're going to come into our first downward facing dog. So as you arrive in your down dog, allow your heels to pad. Allow yourself to notice how this shape feels for you. So hands spreading wide, neck, just shake out the head a little bit. Good, take a breath here. Your chin is very slightly drawn in towards the chest. Beautiful. Now you're going to take your gaze forward, start to walk up to the top of your mat. Your knees can be as bent as they need to, so there's no pulling on your lower back. Let's spiral the toes out a little bit. You're going to come down into a shape called Malasana Yogic Squat, palms to prayer, or fingertips to the earth, whichever feels more steady. Side to side. And then allow yourself to come back to stillness. So you feel for the crown of the head over the heart, heart over the pelvis. So this place where you can keep yourself coming back to, you keep dropping back in here, bringing yourself back into the body. Good, now you're going to hands interlace around the back of your head, feet parallel as you come into a forward fold. Just allow the body to sway. And then you might like to use your thumbs to gently massage the neck. So maybe you separate the hands and you massage the scalp, around the jawline, all those places where we're so prone to holding tension. So just using your hands to release some of that. Good, and then hands interlace once again. Inhale, slowly, slowly curl all the way up until you come to standing. And we're going to let our head drop back into our hands. Good, now have your eyes closed, and I'd love you to imagine the bluest sky. the warmest day. And as you breathe in, you feel the sun warming your bones. Maybe you can hear the birds in the background. So plug into the sounds of nature. Feel the breeze on your skin. Good, now taking your gaze forwards, elbows come into your waist. Have your feet hip width apart, knees are very slightly bent. Now feel your feet pressing down. Maybe you're on the grass right now, maybe you're practicing outside. So feel the grass beneath you, and if you're on carpet or your mat, just imagine that soft, lush grass. Good, now as you inhale, let your palms gently rise up. Exhale, pulse them down, so grounding yourself in your body, moving out of the head space into the realm of the body. Exhale, palms down. Let's take another breath here. Head, heart, pelvis. Good, exhale. Now on your next in-breath, let's circle the arms wide, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Your chest lifts, inhale. Step back to a plank pose. Now hold your plank pose. Really feel a sense that you're in this body. Your body is strong, your body is steady, stable, and able. Take another breath here. Kick back through the heels. Exhale, lower to the earth. Cobra pose, breathe in. Exhale, drawing the back into a downward facing dog. So ideally, you want your breath to be steady. Your in-breath should be the same length as your out-breath. But if it's not, don't worry. Just have that in the back of your mind. We're going to send the right leg to the sky on an inhale. As you exhale, let's place the foot between the hands. Good, back knee lowers. Circle the arms up. On an out breath, there's a sense that we let the tailbone drop down, but chest lifts up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze lifts. Take a breath here. Good. Now we're going to take our right hand to the ground by our hips, reach over to the right. And then pressing into that right hand, come all the way up and over to the left. Good. And you're just going to move side to side. And you'll notice how your body's having to work to keep you steady. So notice a little dance in the right foot. Notice how the glutes have to be engaged to hold you steady. Let's take one more over to the left. One more over to your right. You're going to pause here and take a breath. As you breathe, notice how your left ribs expand. So the sense that you're here in this body. On an in-breath coming up, left hand to the ground. Now you're going to lift your back knee off the mat and find your way onto the long side of your mat. Feet will be parallel. Fingertips shoulder width apart. Inhaling, lifting the chest. Exhale, forward fold. And you're going to allow yourself to undulate through the spine with the breath. So the exhale drawing you down and the inhale lifting the chest up. So almost like leaves falling off the trees in the autumn, just allowing any tension, any heaviness to drop away. Let's take another breath. Good. Exhale, stay low. Now you could keep the hands or walk your hands forward, but keep the hips drawing back. Good. Let the head hang between the arms as you take a breath here. And then as you inhale, look up. You're going to come back to the top of your mat. So keeping left leg lifted or left hip lifted. Right arm reaches up to the sky. Kick back through that left heel, lean your chest back. Good. On your breath, hands to the earth, plank pose. Exhale either through chaturanga. You could stay with cobra or find upward dog if that's in your practice. Exhale, drawing it back into downward facing dog. Good. Now take a breath in your downward dog. Nice and steady. Know that you can come to rest on hands and knees or child's pose when you need to or if you need to. So I'm going to move to the back of my mat, but you'll stay where you are. On your next in-breath, left leg rises. Exhale, gently step your foot through. Good. We lower back knee to the earth. Arms reach up. So again, allow your body to feel stable, steady into the ground. And then we take left hand down, reach over to the right, with the right hand. Inhale, come up, take it over to the other side. And so in your own time, just easing the body side to side. And next time you come over to your left, let's pause, breathe. Good, and then inhale, coming up. Right hand down, back knee lifts. Again, long side of your mat, forward fold. Have your feet parallel. Now, rather than moving up and down this time, I'd love you to close your eyes, drop into your body, and then just inquire, what do I need here? So it might be you start to explore moving your body side to side a little bit, as I'm doing. Just noticing the stretch through the inner seam of the legs. That's often a place where we feel tension. Maybe you choose just to be still. And so taking the opportunity to tune in to the stillness in the body. So allow yourself to be a little bit more intuitive here with your movements. What do I need? And you can't go wrong, so just allow yourself to explore. Good, let's take one more breath. Again, as you exhale, take a moment here. You might keep the hands where they are or walk them back out. Again, dropping your head. So long through the sides of your waist. And then bring them back in, returning to the top of your mat. You're circling left arm up. Good, lean back, feel spacious through your chest. And then hands to the ground pose. Exhaling chaturanga, cobra or upward dog. Drawing it back into your downward facing dog. Good, in your downward dog, take a breath in through the nose. And exhale through your mouth. Again, inhale through the nose. Exhale through your mouth. Good, really nice. From here, let's take the gaze forwards. Now you're going to come high up onto your toes and slowly tiptoe up to the top of your mat. When you arrive, bring your feet together and come into a forward fold. And then let's drop the hips as we find chair pose, Utkatasana. So hips drop back. Ideally, you want to be able to see your toes. Good, now as you lift your gaze, close your eyes. Now again, maybe you're on your mat, maybe you're on the earth or the grass, but picture drawing energy up through the soles of your feet, through into your legs, into your pelvis. As you exhale, allowing any heaviness to drain out down back into the earth. Take another breath, feel the heat through the legs. Good, now inhale, come up, pulse your palms down, feet hip width apart, soft bend in the knees, elbows in, palms open. Now again, breathe in, let the palms pulse up. Exhale, pulse your palms down, this steady grounding energy through your body. So moving out of the head into the body, into this breath, into this moment. How does this practice serve you? Good, now circle the arms, inhale, lift your gaze. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Lift the chest, step or float your feet back through your vinyasa, or maybe straight to a downward facing dog. And when you arrive in your downward dog, there's a breath waiting for you there. And then right leg rises to the sky. On your out breath, can you tap your knee to your right elbow? Send it all the way back, breathing in. Again, right knee to right elbow. Last time. You could also do this on your hands and your knees. And then step your foot between the hands. Good. Now from here, circle the arms up. We're in a high lunge. Back heel comes down. You're in warrior two. Okay. Now you're going to take the hands down and then breathe in, draw them up, straighten the leg. Exhale, pulse the palms away. So we're inhaling, gathering. Exhale, pulsing. 2 more here, as if you're able to draw up what you need from the earth, from your practice. Good. Now exhale, settle. Keep your gaze soft over your right fingertips. Reverse your warrior. Breathe in. Exhale, let your right forearm land on your thigh. Inhale, reverse. One more time, right forearm to thigh. Good. Reverse. Straighten the front leg. Exhale, come into triangle pose. Your left hand is reaching up to the sky. So really press your right foot down, bed it into the earth, root yourself. Good. Last reverse warrior. Inhale. Hands come to the ground. You're going to come onto the ball of your back foot. Now taking your gaze ahead of you, on your out breath, straighten the front leg, fold over it. Inhale, bend the knee, look forwards. And straighten, exhale. Last time, breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Inhale, taking your gaze forward. Listen carefully, you can stay as you are, or pick up that right knee, hug it into your chest, and send it out underneath your left arm. So you send it out to the left. Left arm reaches up. So again, you feel connected to your body. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands down, vinyasa, or downward facing dog. Good. Now again, when you arrive in your downward dog, take a breath here. So again, I'm going to turn to the other end of my mat, but you'll stay just as you are. Next in breath, left leg to the sky. Exhale, knee taps your left elbow. So you bring the weight forward, send it back, and tap. Let's do that one more time. So one breath, one moment at a time. Stepping through. Arm circle back to come up, high lunge. Back heel comes down as you find your warrior 2. So crown, heart, pelvis. You've got that anchor, that place where you can come back to regardless of where you are, whatever you're doing. So let's reverse, breathe in. And then forearm to thigh, exhale. Reverse. Forearm to thigh. Good. Last time, reverse. And thigh. You're going to reverse and then straighten your leg for triangle pose. Take a breath here. Good. Now this time, come back into your warrior 2. So hands draw down. You're going to gather up, up, up. And then exhale, push. Whatever makes it heavy, whatever overwhelms you, just imagine that we could release some of that heaviness. So even if at the moment it's just an idea, know that that's a possibility. One more. Good. Your drishti, your gaze, is over your left fingertips. Now as you reverse your warrior, hands come down, come onto the ball of your back foot. On your out breath, bend the knee and straighten. Time. As you, or pick up the left knee, take it underneath the right arm. Right foot presses into the earth so that you can circle the right arm up to the sky. Take a breath. And then hands down, plank pose. Now exhale, this side lower all the way to the floor. All the way down by your sides. Earth. Lift head, chest and shoulders. Press the hands down, take another breath here. So feel how strong the back is. Feel how strong the back is working to keep you steady. One more breath in. And exhale, lower. Touch your toes, hands, and shoulders. Let's take a breath Pose, draw the body back, forehead towards the earth. Maybe you plug your fingertips into the ground, so there's this connection between you and the earth beneath you. So a nice full breath here. Good, now breathe in. You're going to walk up or just walk your hands up so that you're kneeling at the back of your mat. Your left hand comes down to your side. Right arm reaches up as you come into a side stretch. Breath here. Now you're going to take this right hand, draw it across you to your left thigh. Left hand behind you as you drop your gaze to left shoulder. Keep your gaze nice and low. So the temptation is to always be looking behind us or ahead. But let's just keep it just directly in line with where we are this moment. Lovely. Now you're going to spiral your gaze over to your right shoulder as you release from the twist. Right hand down, left arm over. Take a breath. Good. And then that left hand draws across the body. Right hand settles behind you. Crown of the head lifts. So here again, crown, heart, pelvis. That anchor that we can find whenever we need to. Good. Now take your gaze forwards. Plug your hands into the earth. Exhale, downward facing dog. Shake out the head. Take a breath in through the nose. And exhale through your mouth. Again, breathe in. And breathe out. Lovely. You're going to take your gaze ahead of you. Walk up, top of your mat. Inhale, lifting your chest. Exhale, forward fold. From here, circle the arms, reach the arms to come all the way up. Exhale, palms come down and they're going to rest at the heart. So thumbs resting on the sternum, on the breastbone. Maybe your eyes close. And you just gift yourself a breath here, a moment in stillness. If the mind is busy, then maybe open the eyes, let your gaze settle on one thing. Good, now come back to your intention. How does this practice serve you? Take another breath here. Hands release. Okay, we're going to shift our weight into our right leg. So right leg stays on the ground. Your left heel is going to come into the inner thigh. If balance isn't so great today, it could go below the knee, or the heel could be just above the right ankle. So if you can, inner thigh. So palms open. Take a breath here. Crown, heart, pelvis. You're pressing down through that right foot, rooting into the earth. On an in-breath, arms reach up. Keep your gaze nice and steady. Focus on one thing. Good. Another steady breath here. It doesn't matter if you wobble. It doesn't matter if you come out the shape. Now we're going to draw the left knee forward, elbows come in. And then let's find warrior three. So left leg reaches back behind us. Pelvis stays nice and level and your gaze is towards the earth. Back of your neck is long. Let's take another breath here. So strong through your legs, strong through your foundations. As that back foot lowers, arms reach up, warrior one. So back heel into the ground. If you're tight in your shoulders, keep the arms shoulder width apart. Good, take another breath here. Beautiful, now hands come onto the hips. You're going to straighten the front leg, take a small step up. So we're encouraging this left hip forwards. Inhale, curl the chest up towards the sky. On an out breath, we're going to send our chest forwards rather than down. Now, keeping the chest open means we might bring our hands to our thighs, maybe to the shins, maybe to the earth. It doesn't matter where. And then we allow the gaze to drop so the back of the neck feels long. Maybe you shake out your head. Feet stay rooted, thighs stay active, lifting. Let's take another breath. So forward folds are said to be calming to the nervous system. Again, they help draw the attention inwards. One more here. Now let's take the gaze forward, soften that right knee a little bit, hands to hips, inhale, come up. Good, you're going to come back up top of your mat, take hold of the left foot, place it back into tree. This time left palm is open, so it's going to rest on the thigh. Right arm reaches up. Exhale, reach over to your left. Notice how hard that right leg is working to keep you steady. Good, inhale, come up. Very challenging on this grass. Chair pose, inhale. Lift your gaze, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Lift the chest. You could take a vinyasa, stay at the top of your mat, or step straight back into downward dog. Wherever you choose to be, take a breath here. If you're in downward facing dog, take your gaze forwards, walk up, top of the mat. Chest lifts halfway. Exhale, you fold. Let's circle the arms, come high and recenter. Good, so now you're shifting the weight into your left foot. Right heel onto your inner thigh, palms to prayer. So you're rooting down in order to rise up. Find that height. Find your center. Crown, heart, pelvis. Good, maybe the arms reach. Gaze is steady. Now the knee draws forward, elbows come in as we find Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So our gaze shifts towards the earth, probably about a foot in front of us. Draw the belly in for support. Now slowly we're going to find Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior 1, back foot anchors you down, arms reach. Maybe the chest lifts, maybe your gaze lifts. So there's a sense of lightness and buoyancy through the body. One more breath here. Good, now hands to hips, straighten the front legs, small step up. This time encouraging the right hip forwards. On your out breath, we reach forwards with the chest. Doesn't matter how much. So as soon as you feel you collapsing, maybe you take a step back and you stay a little higher. So hands to thigh, shins, or the floor. Good, easy in your neck, easy with your breath. Inhale, soften the left knee as you come up, hands to hips. So as you step up, we're going to refine tree pose. Right palm faces the sky, left arm reaches. If the steadiness, maybe you explore reaching over to your right. Good, rise up. Bring the knee forwards. Chair pose, inhale. Exhale, fold. Lift the chest. Step back, plank pose. Exhale, lower all the way. You're going to clasp your hands behind your back. Press the tops of the feet into your mat. Inhale, lift head, chest and shoulders. Exhale, maybe you lift your legs. On your next in-breath, maybe the arms reach. So making yourself long, making yourself strong. Take another breath here. Good, as you release, child's pose. Hips to heels, take a breath. And then let's walk the hands back up. Good, from here you're going to come to a seated pose. And we're going to draw the feet in front of us. So let's draw the heels in as close as you can bring them. Maybe you're holding your knees, your shins, or the feet themselves. Lift the chest. So as you draw the feet in, we're elevating up through the front and the back of the body. Now allow your gaze to drop. A breath here. Good, now keeping this same basic shape, we're going to ease the feet away from us. So you want maybe like 2 or 3 hand span widths between the heel and the groin. You could hold your knees, you could hold your shins, or you could hold your feet. You'll curl not only from your hips, but also a little bit from your waist. Good. Now from here, if you're holding your feet, bring your thumb to your second toe and let it travel down about an inch onto the sole of the foot. And there's a little pressure point here. In Chinese medicine, it's known as K1 or bubbling spring. And it's said to be a really grounding point in the body. It helps to, again, just bring us back into our physical body. So as you come forwards, maybe you're just gently pressing the sole of the foot at this point. Allow your eyes to close. And I wonder if you can let the breath just slowly, slowly release through the lips on your out breath. So we're gently, slowly elongating your out breath. So the breath is in through the nose and then out through the mouth, and it might be just a little bit longer than your in breath. So if we're able to lengthen our out breath, our exhale, we're said to be able to more easily access our rest and digest state, so our relaxation response. It brings the body into a place of rest and ease. And let's take another breath here. Good. Now walking yourself back up, hands come under the knees as you draw them in. We're going to find our way down onto our backs. Keep the knees bent to start with, but take your feet as wide as your mat and let the knees drop in. Palms open. So knees drop in towards one another and they support the weight of your body. Feel how the lower back releases. Now this might feel a really nice place to close your practice, or you could extend your legs out for relaxation, Shavasana. So I'd love you to find a position that feels restful for you. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, close your eyes. Now, any awareness of your breath, just allow that to slip away. So awareness of your breath dissolving. There's a sense that your whole body is simply being breathed. And your bones and your muscles release down into the earth. Your skin softens its grip. Relax your eyes. Your throat, your tongue, relax. Relax your belly, your hips. Now, if you are in relaxation, know that you can take as long as you need here. So if you have the opportunity to rest for longer, then please do. Please, please do. But if you need to finish your practice with me this afternoon, then place one hand to your belly, one hand to your heart. And start to connect to the rhythm of your breath once more. Notice how the belly rises and falls. And then allow the in-breath to become just a little bit deeper than your out-breath, a little bit longer. So we start preparing the body for movement once again. And on your next in-breath, move your fingers, your toes. You're going to find your way onto your side. And bring yourself back to a seated pose. Hands are going to face down onto your knees. Your gaze drops towards the heart. And I wonder if you can find that alignment once more of the crown over the center of the chest, over the pelvis. So this internal compass. And just noticing the ease that perhaps that brings. And take another breath here. And then bringing our practice to a close, either palms coming to prayer or hands resting over the heart. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon. Thank you very much.